Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at the book called Darke Crusade, which is book 15 in the Magna Chi series. It's the third book in the Grandmaster series that started at book 13 that we've been doing a deeper dive into by Joe Dever. It's my favorite book in this series of books from 13 to 20. I definitely like it a lot. I feel like it rejuvenates the epic level of the previous stuff. The first two books just don't capture as much, and so I'm going to be giving this a 7+, about a 7.3 or 7.4 that I'm running down to a 7 proper. I definitely think it's a lot of fun stuff that's happening in it. It's definitely worth your time. It took me about 3 hours for me to knock it out again for the first time. Now, as a reminder, this is a game book series. It's one of the best-selling game book series. It got started in the mid-'80s and it finished up right around the late '90s. And then when the game books started to lose their sales and so forth, and this is one of the best-selling game book series of all time. Joe Dever, his last few books were not allowed to get published, and so he finished the series a few books earlier than he had intended to end this at book 32 with the New Order series. So what wound up happening is that he has gone back and published those in sort of in hardcover over the last few years. Now after he died a few years ago, his son is finishing up the series. So you can finish up the series. Now, my copy of this was available in the States. I bought this from a Walton Books in Southern West Virginia. You can see it's in paperback, which means it takes more beating from a game book where you're flipping back and forth from page to page to page to page to page, or any choose your own adventure style book, right? This game book series is very different than other game books because it has one central unifying plot. You're keeping one character, you're one world, one giant book. You're just basically telling a chapter in each section of this book, if you will. So that's pretty cool. For example, in the first book of Flight from the Dark, you're attacked in an ambush by the big bads. So now you've survived the ambush, and now you need to go tell the king in this now dark nation that used to be this nice, bright, and shining nation that the Kai have all been ambushed and killed, and that you're the last one. Then at the beginning of the second book, you'll tell him that, right? At the end of book 1. And then in book 2, he's going to send you on a journey now that you're the last Kai to go grab this sword from a nearby nation called Durender, and the sword's called the Summer Sword. It's kind of like an artifact level thing in order to release the siege of the Dark Lords, because there's no Kai left to do that, right? See how the one book flows into the next, right? And so on and so forth. So now we're in book 15, the Darke Crusade. So basically what winds up happening is that you have reestablished between books 12 and book 13 the Kai order. And so now you're doing like these sort of high-level things, right? In the first book of this series, the Play Lords of Ruel, you were going into a place where a lot of the big bads fled to, and taking out this stronghold that is sending out a plague as a vengeance against you and your fellow good people to cleanse the world of evil. So this is, if you will, their death grasp. And only somebody at your level of power can end it. The second book, The Captives of Kag, which is my second least favorite book in this series. Your best friend forever, Bandit, who you met in book 1, you'll adventure with in book 5 and book 9, and you regularly run into him in other books in between the books and so forth. He's also a key advisor to you from the guild, from a local person from your country. So he's definitely a key person, a figure. He's been captured and imprisoned in the former Dark Lord city of Kag, and so now you got to go there and penetrate. But it's just a dungeon delve. But this one has that sort of epic level again. Here you're not sending it's not the death knell of the previous series, right? Or it's not you just setting some captives free in this stronghold and city that used to be run by the big bads, and so now you're dealing with the remaining power forces and what they've been struggling against in the power vacuum. Instead, you are doing an actual proper epic thing. So basically what's happening is that the far-flung nation of Valencia has been under attack by a big bad warlord who has this giant army that's been using to attack, and he has been searching for one of the doomstones of the big bad person. And when you gain this, you gain a lot of levels of power. So now he's launching an attack, so now you got to go and release this and deal with this major war that's going on still between good and evil, and it has this epic feel. There's backstabbing, there's betrayal, there's traps, there are a lot of things that you're going to do to help each other. There's sacrifices. It's epic. It takes like 3 hours to read it, because unlike the first couple of books, which had you choose a choice at the beginning and then you had to follow along with that choice, and so it reduced the length of the book. Here, you're just dealing with smaller choices, like which street are you going to take in the city, right? Or which bend are you going to take in a cave, rather than, the bigger choices between two levels of which way are you going to enter this place, right? So I like that. It's longer, it's more epic feeling. I also enjoy the battles here. They feel definitely something that's definitely feel earned, rather than just random encounters. And the big bad at the end is definitely beatable, although he's a tougher battle. Again, I don't give you spoilers for my reviews, but I'll keep you spoiler free. This book has been published in hardcover in a version called the Collector's Edition, which is very expensive on the secondary market, which I don't have. I'll link you to this softcover version on, but it's also more expensive because again how beat up the softcover books get in second edition. It's also for free, which I'll also link you to on a website called Project Aeon, which is a project. Basically, what wound up happening as a millennial gift, Joe Dever, the author of this series and the creator of this world, he gave all of his IP to his fans, and so they created a website where you can just go and read this book online for free, which I did to save my book some abuse. So you can go there, you can read this whole series, if you will, and knock it out. I still like to purchase things like the definitive editions that are getting published by Magnum Press in order to continue to do it. But all of the Lone Wolf stuff, as well as some of his things that weren't Lone Wolf in this world, as well as some books in this world that weren't by him. There's another book of 4 books called World of Lone Wolf that takes place in the southern part of the country. Southern part of the continent. That also is a major sort of an epic level thing with 4 books that are written by another author that he also has gotten for free on there. So you can do a deep dive into the world without spending a dime, which is a really great way to take care of yourself, right, and to deal with things. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read my favorite book, The Darke Crusade, by Joe Dever, in the 3rd series? If so, I would be more than happy to engage you with it further in the comments below. And if you want to talk about spoilers, with some spoiler tags, let's go ahead and have those conversations. If you enjoyed this video, hey, why not hit that subscribe button? There should be a lot more of these to follow. And finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.